so many margarines.
But chiffon tastes good enough to fool Mother Nature.
Number 10, toaster eggs. It sort of makes sense how many new food innovations are created in response to the arrival of some new product.
This conversation with Governor Henry C. Santini is brought to you by Soylent Red and Soylent Yellow, high-energy vegetable concentrate, and new delicious Soylent Green.
Microwave and toaster cooking was a big deal back in the 70s, with many families seeking to minimize the time they spend preparing breakfasts or dinners.
Breakfast served. No time.
Enter toaster eggs, which were some sort of egg product where the advertising wasn't even trying to hide the weirdness at play. They, predictably, cooked in the toaster and came in 4 flavors, including cheddar and western. Not everybody was on board with this weirdly designed egg tart, however, and toaster eggs were taken off store shelves within 3 years.
I'm always left with egg on my face.
Number 9, Polavision. We take for granted today the ease with which we're able to capture our daily memories on our cellular phones. Conversely, many families during the 1970s would record, watch, and share their home movies with friends. And this is where Polavision came in, a home movie system that promised memorable playback at home by utilizing a specific playing system.
What a form.
Oh, when will I ever learn?
Polavision was significantly lighter and less bulky than the Betamax and VHS competition that was on the horizon. But there were a lot of problems.
Instant movies are here, and Polaroid has made it all so simple.
The cassettes only held about 3 minutes of soundless footage, and owners couldn't erase or tape over their footage. This means a lot of clutter, a lot of wasted film, and a commercial disaster for the Polaroid company.
They shut down Polavision manufacturing in 1979, and after selling their equipment, they tallied a $68 million loss.
Number 8, cereal records and prizes. Finding that prize in the bottom of your morning cereal box wasn't a distinctly 70s idea, but there was one sort of surprise found on cereal boxes that felt distinctly from this era.
What's that groovy sound, Manfred?
That's Hey Little Woman, one of the Bobby Sherman records you get on Frosted Rice Crinkles.
We're talking about actual, playable records kids could cut out of their favorite breakfast cereal packaging. Artists such as Bobby Sherman, the Jackson 5, and the Archies would see their big-time bubblegum hits included on cereals such as Honeycomb.
On Super Sugar Crisp, get a free Archie record.
Some of them are actually worth a little bit of money on the secondhand market too, since these cereals were predictably and notoriously fragile. Problematic, but it was still a super cool idea that we wish could make a retro comeback.
These little records do still have a unique charm to them.
Number 7, hair crimpers. The act of crimping one's hair isn't necessarily something that was only done during the 1970s.
So this is the last curl.
Yes, it is.
What's next?
However, the origin of the actual crimping iron does date back to this era, having been invented by Sebastian stylist Jerry Cosenza for use on singer and actress Barbra Streisand. The process soon caught on, with many women back in the 70s choosing to crimp their hair in wavy, zigzagging patterns. There were a lot of iconic hair looks during this very adventurous fashion era, but hair crimping was a trend that took root, pardon the pun, and continued decades after its first introduction.
Studio 54, here I come.
Number 6, pet rock. We're gonna quote none other than Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi when it comes to our next entry, the pet rock.
Who's the more foolish, the fool or the fool who follows him?
One thing's for sure, however, Gary Dahl's invention made him a millionaire, and it was all at the expense of a 1970s public that was hungry for a new fad.
It's been incredible. We mailed our first pet rocks to the stores October 1st, and by Christmas we'll have sold well over 1 million units.
Dahl reportedly thought up the idea of his pet rock while at a bar, and pretty soon, 6 months out of the calendar year 1975 were spent schlepping pet rocks to new homes all across the United States.
Who loved you? Who loved you?
This non-pet obviously didn't last long, and the inventor would try some other fad ideas over the following years, before settling into a comfortable and successful career as a real-life advertising guru.
Look at this. Pet rock, good boy.
Number 5, chiffon margarine. Never underestimate the power of commercial advertising. The truth is that chiffon margarine spread wasn't a product that was first developed in the 70s.
Chiffon stick margarine?
Right, chiffon fooled you.
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
It did, however, receive what's probably its most successful and iconic ad campaign during that decade. This hydrogenated cottonseed oil spread was first introduced back in the 1950s, but the Mother Nature ads for chiffon proved so popular that the brand is probably more commonly known during this period.
Tastes so sweet and creamy, so much like butter. All you'll ever want is more chiffon.
These commercials were so popular that they ran into the 1980s, although chiffon margarine would eventually be discontinued just about everywhere except the Caribbean islands, where it can still be purchased at the time of this writing.
If you think it's butter, but it's not, it's chiffon.
Number 4, swing bikes. We can understand thinking outside of the box, but this feels ridiculous. The original swing bikes were only on the market between 1975 and 1978 and could be steered from the back as well as the front.
Swing bike. As you can see, it's bottom pivot, so you can ride. Weird.
Now, why a rider might want to do this is unclear, since the whole setup seems very dangerous and not very smart.
You know, whoever rides this should really wear a helmet.
Then again, rear-wheel drive vehicles are still a thing, albeit sort of a rare thing. And it's true that many regular cars back in the 70s utilized this configuration. The swing bikes never caught on in the same manner, however, and are seen today largely as trick bikes rather than something one might ride for pleasure.
It is fun. It's a really fun bike.
Number 3, Celery Jell-O. Believe it or not, the title of this entry is actually a bit misleading because the Jello company actually used to produce a number of savory-styled varieties. These included not only celery, but also tomato and mixed vegetables.
Take a look at that.
These were designed primarily for inclusion in the once very popular Jello salad, but also tied into various quick and easy food trends of the day. While these flavors were really introduced before the 1970s, many remember being treated to them during the disco era.
Okay, after spending the night in the refrigerator, not so bad.
What can we say? Jello molds were just an in thing to do back in the day. So it sort of went without saying that savory supply was going to be introduced to meet homemaker demand.
It tastes awesome. It tastes perfect.
Number 2, razor blade pendants. Here's a question. At what point does a symbol of rebellion lose its meaning and become just another bygone fashion fad? Maybe when it starts showing up as vintage jewelry on Etsy. Viewers of a certain age will likely remember the once trendy razor blade pendant. This fashion statement likely emerged in the aftermath of punk rock in the 1970s. The meaning of wearing one of these necklaces could differ. For some, it was a declaration of being an edgy rock and roller. For others, it served as a warning not to be messed with. And for many, it continues to symbolize personal strength and power, a testament to its enduring significance. Number 1, anything in Aspic. Molds, molds, molds. We're back to this subject again, only this time we're not talking about having room for Jello, but instead, that weird gelatinous meat stock known as Aspic.
Aspic, whether you're going to use it like on trout or if you're going to use it on meat or on chicken, it's all done exactly the same way. It's just the flavor that's different.
It was more popular in the 1950s and 60s, but foods of all kinds were often encased in aspic back in the 70s, ushered into house parties in order to acquire that maximum wow reaction.
So to start, it calls for 2 cups of tomato juice.
Aspic was a gaudy talking point, to be sure, but could also be used to protect meat and fish dishes while in transport. Many home chefs and restaurants serve dishes with aspic, including Watergate salad and something called an, frosted sandwich loaf. Don't get us wrong, we love the 70s and all, but that one just turns our stomachs.
I never thought radish and butter would be a palate cleanser, but it is.
What's your funkiest memory of the 1970s? Do you wish you could time travel back to this far out decade? Let us know in the comments.
Kinda like this Fruit Loops record where Toucan Sam teaches you how to get ripped at the gym.